There have been many secondary modes in Call of Duty's lengthy history, and none have been quite as popular as zombies, but that's not to say that there haven't been attempts to recreate the magic that zombies had. And one such attempt was in Call of Duty Ghost and called Extinction. Releasing in 2013 on older gen and old gen consoles, I feel like if I said next gen, it'd be kind of confusing. It was on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 and then the PS4 and the Xbox One. And this was the very first COD to release on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And the game was your standard Call of Duty. It had your standard campaign, multiplayer, but it did have a new side mode called Extinction. And initially releasing with not so favorable reviews from fans and its boring campaign and mediocre multiplayer, and of course not having zombies, which you have to remember, Call of Duty Ghost came out after Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 2 has gone down as one of the greatest Call of Duties of all time. So having to follow up that game, especially that zombies mode, is no easy task. And during that time period when the game came out, Zombies was soaring to new heights in popularity. It was still going up. It had not yet reached its height in popularity, and it was just getting more and more popular. And during that time, people could not get enough of Zombies and wanted a mode either similar to it or just more of it, and hence you get Extinction. And after many, many years, people started to change a little bit. They started to have different feelings towards it, and it seems nowadays people look on it a lot more fondly than they did originally. You're not going to see people out there waving flags saying that it's as good as Treyarch Zombies, but if it had more chances, it could have been something better and something we might have seen way more of. But unfortunately, Call of Duty Ghost was not really well received by the community following its release. Today though, it's looked at as a game that wasn't amazing, but definitely didn't deserve the hate it initially received, and I think Extinction has a big role to play in people's change of heart. Now, Extinction is a fairly simple game mode. You have the first and only map that released with the game, Point of Contact, and you have the following DLCs, which are worth $15 each, and with each new DLC, you of course get more multiplayer maps, and you get a new Extinction map such as Nightfall, Mayday, Awakening, and Exodus. Today, we will only be focusing on the first map, Point of Contact, because for some reason, in 2024, Call of Duty Ghost, despite basically being dead and literally unplayable multiplayer-wise, is still almost a full-priced game of $60.
How do you have hours of time to watch me and not
$60?
I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not
$60
to provide for the content that you're watching?
Thanks, Activision, you dicks. I did purchase the game, reluctantly, and I refuse to give Activision any more money by spending almost $60 for Extinction maps that I will have to play solo because the game is dead. Press F to pay respects. Now, Extinction is pretty basic. The story, well, there really isn't a story. Well, there is and there isn't. The story takes place in an alternate reality following the events of the first mission of Call of Duty Ghost's campaign, where the Odin Strike unearths ancient creatures known as cryptids upon mankind. You take on the role of an elite, unnamed soldier whose appearance is just some Randy from multiplayer, and the story revolves around two essential characters, Dr. Samantha Cross, a researcher of the Nightfall program who is studying cryptid origins, and Captain David Archer, the leader of the Nightfall program. And it might sound like I'm reading that straight off a script, and that is because that is exactly what I'm doing. I read that straight from the wiki. After all my playthroughs that I did of Extinction, I still could not tell you what the story is. There is one, but it's just so uninteresting and not really there that you never really care about it. But actual gameplay-wise is where Extinction shines. It starts off with a free helicopter Uber where they drop you off right at the start, and then this jabroni gives you a drill, and then he just f***s off for some reason. Your job as Randy Soldier is to locate each hive, place the drill, and protect it until it finishes destroying the hive, all while surviving a variety of cryptids. And you will gain money as you progress, and you can spend it on weapons, traps, kill streaks, and many other rewards. And we will dive deeper into the gameplay here in a minute, but before you jump into Point of Contact, there are some things you should probably know first. This isn't zombies. Things are a little different here. First of all, you have your loadouts. You can pick between 4 different classes, and each class will give you a unique benefit and a style of play. You can pick the Weapon Specialist, which starts you off with 20% more damage and has multiple upgrades that you earn in-game, such as faster ADS, reload speed, and weapon swapping, and the final upgrade gives you 50% more bullet damage and less spread. You also have the Tank class, which starts you off with 25% more health than usual and will give you more health and melee damage with each upgrade. or the engineer class, which provides armor for the drill and generators, and you can earn more cash as you play. With each upgrade, you'll repair the drill and the generators faster, you will earn cash back with traps, increase your protection while repairing the drill, and your traps will last longer. And with the final upgrade, it will increase trap and explosive damage and give you a bigger wallet to hold more cash. The last class is going to be the medic class. You will start off with reviving your teammates faster, and with each upgrade, you'll get faster movement plus increased protection while reviving teammates. You'll also get longer sprint, plus teammates near you also regen health faster. You'll ignore ongoing damage from scorpion clouds, and that's actually pretty big. And finally, you will get very fast movement plus unlimited distance for team health regen. Now all these classes are actually pretty cool, and I really do like how you can choose between different styles of play. The only thing is, if you're playing solo, the only class you're really going to pick is Weapon Specialist. The tank one sounds good because of the increased health, but you can get armor in the game, and there's no like Pack-a-Punch or anything, so nothing really beats the increase in weapon speed and damage. Maybe if you had friends to play, or God help you, you could find a lobby to play with other people, you would probably branch out and use more than just one class, but solo-wise, the others just can't compete with the Weapon Specialist. This game was definitely not made to play solo, it was definitely a team-based game. And again, I really like how each class really does serve a purpose. If you were playing this with a group, each class can really focus on its own thing, and each class can kind of make up for the other shortcomings. And I really think it's cool that they were pushing this team emphasis that everybody has a job and everybody should do it, when if you look at like zombies, you're pretty much doing the same thing every time. No one's really going to be playing the medic or anything like that. Everyone kind of is set in their own ways and is going to get the exact same thing every time. So I will applaud them for making sure that everybody can play a little bit differently. Now with the class selection, you also have a lot of other options that you can bring into the game with you. You can choose your pistol type, which can also be upgraded, and upgrading your pistol might sound really dumb, but it's actually very useful because on the third upgrade, it will give you a second primary gun. You can't swap your pistol for anything else. Your pistol is always going to be on you. You're stuck with it just like genital warts. It's not going to go away. So getting the pistol upgrade can be a huge help because you'll have 2 big guns and 1 little gun.
Okay.
Kill them, damn it!
Menu, why do you have the small gun?
Because that's what you get revived as. I don't know.
Yeah, but do the big gun.
No, I can't do the big gun.
It's better.
You can also change your ammo type. You'll throw down a sack of ammo and you'll be gifted with either normal, electric, fire, explosive, and or armor piercing ammo. And with each upgrade of that skill, you will get more and more ammo. And in my opinion, everything below fire is pretty useless. There's also your team support selection. If you're playing solo, armor. Just get the armor. Everything else is bitch made when playing solo compared to the armor. But say you hate living, you can also choose explosives, feral instinct, which will give your character different little upgrades like speed and health regen with each upgrade. You can also have team booster, which might as well be a book in Helen Keller's hand because it's goddamn useless. And lastly, random supplies, which is, as the name suggests, will randomly give you something from the other options. But like I said, just get the armor. There's also the strike package, which gives you a kill streak-like weapon to call in and use. You can choose from the IMS, mortars, Trinity rocket, sentry gun, and a drone. And honestly, I rarely ever use these because I feel like I spend a lot of my damn money on armors, traps, and ammo. And I feel like I never really have any money left over. But if I can buy these are all really good, and I actually like to use them if I have to repair the drill, because trying to repair that drill solo can be a huge pain in the ass if you don't have something blowing up or watching your back. And lastly, you can choose from a big ass boom boom. You can get a portable turret, a grenade turret, a shield, the war machine from Black Ops 2, or a minigun. And I found that the shield is actually really helpful because I'm not an elite gamer, and I feel like I'm on death's door 80% of the time, so the shield definitely helps me not die. Now, Extinction is very linear. Besides the classes and the skills and all those other options, there really isn't much variety in gameplay. It's pretty straightforward, with every match lasting between 40 to 50 minutes, maybe an hour if you're playing a little slow. And every match is roughly the same and can get very, very repetitive. But it still has its fun moments. From the moment that helicopter drops you off, it feels very fast-paced. You start off placing your drill down right away, with the cryptids immediately starting to swarm all over you. And after you destroy the first hive, it opens up the map a little bit and you can start to roam around and explore. You can find a variety of weapons just littered around the map. Oh, and you can also find Tim Hansen's YouTube channel. But in seriousness, all over the map there are these little trash piles that are very similar to the Origins dig piles from Black Ops 2. And once you rummage through the trash like a deranged homeless person, you can get a variety of weapons, attachments, and points to help you progress through the map. And in each section of the map, there will be 3 hives that you have to destroy before you get to the big boy hive, which will be a little bit more hectic than your 3 smaller ones. Your helicopter friends will return, and not only do you have to not die and protect the drill, but these guys will also ask you to protect them from your first new enemy, the Scorpions. No, not them. These guys. They are ranged, and the first enemy you should definitely kill. Make them your priority. They can shoot you from afar, damage the helicopter, leave gas clouds that can really mess you up, and they will target like portable turrets and anything you put down, so don't let too many of these get on the map because they will definitely mess your day up. By now, you might have noticed that you keep getting these random points, and you keep getting these challenges that pop up with every hive. You definitely want to do these. These points are very valuable because they upgrade your different loadouts. So for every hive you destroy, you'll get a point. And if you complete the challenge that it gives you, you'll get double the points. Side note real quick, the accuracy challenge is busted. So just shoot once and knife. Trust me, it's really broken. So as you collect more points, you can upgrade certain skills that you feel you need. And pretty much just use them as soon as you get them, because sometimes I just won't do that, and I'll feel like the game is a lot harder than it should be. Now, as you progress to the second area, things will start to pick up a little bit more. You'll find yourself not just relying on your gun, but also more skills and traps. Things will slowly start to get harder, and you'll find out, just like I did, that these cryptids are fast as boy.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as boy.
And as I've learned through my numerous playthroughs, training is a no-go. This isn't COD Zombies. You are slower than the cryptids, so find a nice little cute corner, set up a picnic, get a nice little carpet, and camp your ass off. Don't forget to use traps whenever you can, because they are very, very helpful. You're not going to be able to cycle these things in a big circle. You're going to have to hold the line. Now, if you've managed to survive and not die too many times, you'll unlock the next area and your worst nightmare. The Rhinos, a huge, tanky, and reasonably fast hunk of death charging right at you. Have fun dealing with them because they soak up a lot of bullets. Now, if you can complete the third area and get to the final hive, you will initiate the nuke sequence and have a limited time to run back to the start and get on the helicopter before things go boom. And if you can get to the helicopter, that's it. It's over. And that's the game. It's a very anticlimactic ending. I expected a little bit more, but no, that was it. Now, say you weren't able to launch the nuke and single-handedly save humanity. There are 2 other ways this game is gonna end. 1, you go down too many times. Eventually, you will run out of quote-unquote quick revive. Or 2, if you let your drill break. The drill does have a health, and if you let that health go all the way down, it's just game over. There's no repairing it at that point. The game just ends. So definitely keep in mind how much health the drill has. And don't worry, your character will definitely remind you, because they never shut up about it.
The drill's under attack! The drill's under attack! We've got hostiles on the drill! They're attacking the drill! We've got hostiles attacking the drill! We've got hostiles on the drill! We've got hostiles attacking the drill! The drill's under attack! Hostiles on the drill! The drill's under attack!
Now, you may have also noticed that you will get these things called teeth. These are very useful because they can unlock permanent upgrades for every game, such as faster movement, more cash, start with an extra skill point, more damage, and many other useful upgrades. And a lot of these are DLC only, and some of these are kind of expensive for the amount of teeth you get per game. But I do like how there's plenty of options to pick from, so you can really kind of dial in on your weak points and fill it in with these teeth upgrades. Now, the only thing really missing from the first map Point of Contact that you might have noticed is a lack of unique weapons, crafting, and various other things that Zombies does have. Well, those are in the game, but they just got added with DLC, and as I stated earlier, I refuse to pay almost $60 for a couple maps when that money could be spent in much better places. There are many things that I love and hate about Extinction. Let's start off with the pros. The overall gameplay is very fun. It's very similar yet different to Zombies to where it can stand out on its own. It's also fast-paced from the start, so it never just feels like, ugh, I gotta get through the first 5 rounds of nothing until the actual fun starts. You pretty much start off right away. And the enemies are also a huge plus. They never get stronger or weaker. The same enemy that you get introduced to at the start is going to be the same enemy that you see at the end. Unlike Zombies, where their health progresses throughout the game, the Cryptid's health doesn't change. You just get introduced to new types of enemies. So with enemies like that, you really don't have to worry about upgrading your gun or its rarity or anything like that. You just have to worry about your skill points, which is a huge plus. I've never been able to get enough skill points to unlock all the upgrades, so I feel like I get to play around a lot more with which skills I actually want to upgrade. And as I've played more and more, and as I've gotten better and better, I find myself prioritizing certain skills that originally I never did. Also, the challenges that you can do to earn more skill points are really interesting, besides the accuracy one. I hate you! It's a neat way to challenge you without really having any downsides, but all the upsides. If you can't complete a challenge, you're not going to get penalized, you just don't get the point, which you would have never gotten anyway if you didn't try the challenge. One other thing that I really liked was the sort of rest periods that you can get. As long as you aren't actively trying to destroy a hive, tons of enemies aren't going to spawn. You'll still get a couple, and they can be kind of annoying sometimes, especially if you're just trying to look around, but not enough to really discourage you exploring around. So gameplay-wise, Extinction is very solid. A very fun game to just jump in and have fun. You'll probably get around 45 minutes of gameplay from start to finish. Maybe once you, get better than me, you could probably get that number down, or if you really want to extend it, you can. But I would say on average, you're probably going to have about 45 minutes. Now, unfortunately, there are some cons to Extinction. The first problem that I ran into was the lack of the goddamn pause button. Oh, you can bring the pause screen up to edit a setting or key, but good luck not dying. Just like Vanguard Zombies, you can't pause the game for a stupid reason, and I just want to edit my keybinds. So enjoy not being able to pause, so get all your settings down before you actually jump in a game. And as I said earlier, you can upgrade your pistol enough times to unlock a second primary weapon. That's cool and all, but I would have just preferred being able to swap my pistol for a different weapon instead. Carrying the pistol around and switching to it instead of the gun you want when you're about to die can be very, very annoying. What's also annoying is the money limit. Without any upgrades, your limit is 6,000, and after the first area and a half, halfway through the second, you'll be hitting that limit real fast. Then you'll get in a jam, waste all your money, and have a little trouble trying to get it all back. I'm not really sure why I can't hold more money. It's dumb, and I don't like it. I would rather just be able to hoard as much money as I possibly want. I kind of see why they didn't allow that, because you'd just be able to spam a lot of things, but the money limit, I still think is stupid. And if you play the game for more than 5 minutes, you'll very, very soon realize that your character doesn't shut the f*** up about the damn drill.
The drill's under attack! We've got hostiles on the drill! They're attacking the drill! We've got hostiles attacking the drill!
Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but hey, this drill, it needs your help right now. Like seriously, they never stop talking, and it's like the same quotes over and over and over again, and you can't adjust that in the settings, and annoying. Also, carrying the drill around while you can't have a gun out, not fun, especially in the final area. Makes you really feel dumb for skipping leg day because your character's slow as hell. And again, this is really only a solo only thing. If you were playing with multiple people, this would not be a problem because you could have your buddies guard you, but again, game's dead and they still want $60 for the full. This is so, Activision, I hate you. I also hope you like your screen shaking because the flinching in this game is absurd. You flinch way too much and it really gets on my nerves very fast. Like seriously, once they start pouncing on you, good luck trying to do anything, especially with the accuracy challenge. Just throw that one out the window. There's way too much flinching in this game. But I could kind of forgive that if the game wasn't so grind heavy. You only get so much XP to unlock the next levels of all your skill upgrades, and you only get a couple of teeth per game completion, and there are so many different upgrades and so many different teeth things you can buy, and they're so expensive for no reason whatsoever. And being a grind heavy game by itself isn't bad, but this game is way too linear and just way too straightforward and gets boring very, very fast. It's not like the game's different every time you load it up. You're gonna get the same experience every time. So after like 1 or 2 go-throughs, you're kind of done because you've pretty much done everything. Whereas in Zombies, it's a little different. Yes, it is very repetitive, but since it's round-based, you could always go to that extra round. Say you died on 29. Well, try again. Maybe you can get to 30 this time. But if you want all the class upgrades and the teeth upgrades, you're going to have to go back and redo it over and over again. Maybe it's a little bit better with the DLC, but again, full price for a 10-year-old game. Fuck you, Activision. So it's way too grind heavy for it being this linear of a game. So Extinction originally wasn't too well received, but in time has slowly changed a lot of people's minds. It was definitely the best part about Ghost, but I don't think it was as good as some people say it was, and I don't think it was as bad as people remember it. It's a decent game mode, and if built upon in other games, it could have been a pretty decent competitor to Treyarch Zombies. I don't think it would have surpassed Zombies or have gotten to quite its fame, but I think it could have been a good side mode for Infinity Ward. Sadly, Ghost in its day was just a huge flop, and they quickly moved on from it, so we will never see a day where Extinction gets more attention, and you probably never will. I don't think it would work too well in Call of Duty nowadays without a huge overhaul. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to bring it back in a Warzone-esque way. Quote me on that because I'm calling it right now. So is Ghost worth buying today? No, not for $60. Maybe if it was like 5 to 10 with cheaper DLC, absolutely, but not when you can spend the same $60 and get Baldur's Gate 3.
Of course! What fun! I'm going to f***ing kill you.
So that is going to be today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your guys' opinions of COD Ghost and Extinction down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys originally thought of it and what you guys think of it today. And also, shout out to my Patreon supporters. I always gotta shout them out because they're just simply the best of the best. We got Brian Hahn, Person, Dirty Dan, Fat Lucky Potato, Icy Storm, B-Rad the Man, Giovanni Diaz, Jorge Burgos, Dr. Dopey, Mayall, G-Daddy Smackdown, Forg, Mr. Ridgeway, and Henry Heiberg. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, link is down there below in the description. And that's going to be it. See you in the next one. Peace.